Greetings, YouTube. One of the main legs of the conservative agenda machine, their political platform, is that private charities, churches, donations from the public, can replace existing federal programs. That if we were to eliminate all state and federal programs that, for example, food supplements, nutritional supplements for Americans, that private charities would then pick up the banner and charge forward, and that they would be able to do it more efficiently. Now, there are wonderful charities in the world. Food banks, I contribute to food banks. And they do wonderful things. They help thousands of families every year. But here's the thing. All the private charities out there doing supplemental food support for Americans comes up to $4 billion. That's a huge amount of money, don't get me wrong. The federal government provides 23 times as much funding. 23. That's a 2 and a 3 right after each other. Okay? So for every bag of food that a private charity provides for people, the government provides 23 more of those. So if you were to eliminate all those programs, there isn't any way that private charities could make up that slack. You would be throwing millions of Americans into starvation. Driving people who are already in poverty into abject poverty. And in the name of what? All of these conservatives love to clutch their flag in one hand and Bible in the other. Explain to me what's charitable, what is Christian about throwing people off a supplementary system that they rely on for their lives. Explain to me what's Christian about that. Tell me what is giving and what is loving about throwing people into the cold to starve to death. I really would love an answer to that. And don't give me the crap that it creates dependency. These programs exist because these people are dependent upon them, because there are no other options for them. Their options are go to these programs and get this food that they need to live or not live. And even if the private industries, private charities could finally ramp themselves up to that level, if they could figure out a way to do that, they would become the system that the federal government would have had in the past. They would simply be replacing that system. And we'd have to be paying for it with taxes, folks. You could not depend upon it with just purely donations. So this whole we must save money by attacking the middle class and the poor is absolute bull. Conservative politicians don't have answers. They have sound bites that appeal to the base. They convince them that those evil poor people are the ones that are taking all our money. When in actuality, of course, it's the military-industrial complex. It's the 1%ers that don't pay their taxes. The businesses that don't pay their taxes. The kleptomancy and the cronyism, cronyism in America, that take our money and our taxes away from the people that need them. So don't do this. And if you think I'm just a voice in the wilderness, you walk into a food bank today. Go ahead, go to a food bank and tell them, look that person in the eye and say, I want to eliminate all federal support for people getting food in America. Have your running shoes on. Because you're not going to get a supportive response. The Tea Party agenda or the libertarian stance that the government can do no good, or the conservative agenda machine's message that all federal funding is bad. You're going to get out of there, if you're lucky, alive. It's insanity to think that we can do that. I'm going to link to a Fred Clark piece about this, which is excellent. Many numerous resources you want to go check out. But this kind of cruelty, of monstrous behavior, baffles me, particularly from people who will tell you again and again and again what staunch supporters they are of Christian values. Well, why don't you stop talking about that and start doing that by supporting the federal programs that feed millions and millions of Americans?